Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through the fears, break through them. In other words, they're all there. Step aside and then live an amazing life. So I'm going to give you all the tools you need in a positive way to create an amazing life, whatever you want. So I want to talk today about what happens when life gets in the way. I hear this all the time. You've heard the phrase, life's getting in the way. So I'll give you an example. I'm going to use my internet businesses because I love helping people get out of, let's face it, what do we do for a living? What are we doing all day long? Work, making a living, and we come home, and that's such a small portion, enjoying ourselves. And it's really, most of the time, just trying to, get a life back, get some life back to us. And then our health is suffering. So I emphasize what you do for a living, all the things that you do every day. How do you feel? What are you promoting, or what are you working toward or for? Is it helping the planet? Is it not good? Is it helping you? Is it draining you? So people will join my internet training program, and then they'll quit and they'll say, well, I have all these things going on. So in other words, life's getting in the way of me achieving my goals. I see most people functioning that way. They act like there's a goal and that it's separate from the life that they're living. There's no separation of anything. All right? When you have a goal, all of this has to be incorporated. You cannot go over here, place this aside, and then go back to it as if it's some separate, let's just say, entity, some separate goal, as if it doesn't relate to the rest of your life, and be successful. It's impossible. So when you go over to your regular life and life gets in the way of your goals, then you are once again separating yourself from everything that's one. So you're saying that is something beautiful that I really want, that's not achievable because the things that I don't want are taking precedence. Now, I realize there's situations like if you have an ill mother you have to take care of or something like that. Then for me, that is your number one goal, is to make it the goal, is to take care of that person, be your absolute best then. And how can you incorporate your new goal in there? Your studies or whatever you have to do. If you do not take the steps to incorporate your goals with life, you will constantly be going after stuff, quitting because life will get in the way, because life always will get in the way. Always. It's inevitable. Because that's what you do 24/7. But it's also what's been programmed, what you have been doing for a while that you don't know how to do anything different, and you think there's no other way. So I'm here to tell you that you have so many options. There's no reason for you to let life get in the way. Life should be an amazing experience. It's not something you do to get through, to get to the dream. And we do that. I'll get, and then I'll go to the dream. It should be incorporated into everything. So how do you do that, right? People are like, well, tell me how to do it. When you are in everyday life, ask yourself how you can start to plan and prepare for the dream. In other words, something within your current life has to shift. So even if you're a caretaker for somebody who became ill and all of a sudden you had to put your own plans on back burner, you start to plan on whenever you're going to be available, what's going to happen at that moment that is already ready for you. When you make the phone call and you've already picked those places. I'm in Italy, right, in Brindisi, Italy, and right here on the Adriatic Sea. So planning had to go into this. A lot of planning. Treat your life that way and start to plan for something that you know. See, this is the I am. I am. I have. I already know all this has happened. When you're not planning for it and it's a distant goal, you're sending the message that it's a distant goal and it always will be. So when maybe, your relative passes on and now you're available and you have no plan. So you sort of sit around and go, oh, okay, I wasn't prepared for this. And then so now I'm going to start to plan for this trip or whatever. Start it now. What is your life going to be like? Get it going now. What training do you have to get? What experiences? What do you have to do that's different than what you're doing now that's going to pull that in, incorporate that dream, and you're not separating life that's getting in the way. Life never gets in the way of anything. Life is exactly what you're supposed to be doing all the time. What you think is getting in the way is exactly what you're supposed to be working through. It's going to open up the doors for all those other things. But you put it over here as if it's not something achievable. And therefore it remains unachievable because that's how you named it. And you think this has to be done and it's somehow separate. It's like vacation. Where work, and vacation's different. No, it's not. It doesn't have to be. I'm working right. I'm talking to you, right? Have a glass of wine, sitting on my balcony, Adriatic Sea. It's amazing. I'm going to have dinner with friends. This is my life. It's all mixed. It's all part of everything. Every one thing there's no separation of anything. I'm not saying, okay, here's this, and when I get back, I'll start shooting videos for you. I'm like, I love what I do. I'm going to incorporate it, and this is why we must focus on the things we're passionate about. Start to make those changes, and this is why I promote my internet marketing that comes out. You don't quit. You don't separate that goal on I have to take care of this, and then I'll be back for my training. No, you keep going. You keep going, because if you let that go, your soul shrinks up. I don't mean that literally. I just mean that you start to feel that way. You start to feel like you are shrinking up as a person. That your goals and your aspirations, where are they? They seem so distant, and they're not. They're right here, waiting for you. You just have to say yes. And plan for that, and start to act as the person who's already achieved that. And life doesn't get in the way. Life's what's happening while you go to that next goal. That's all it is. Don't say life ever gets in the way. Life's beautiful. It's challenging. We came to the most challenging planet. Oh my gosh, what were we thinking, right? But you're whole and beautiful, perfect, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings to you, blessings to the planet, healing, light, abundance, enlightenment. Namaste.